What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Growing Up Hip Hop Season 7, Episode 1. So we are back for another season of Growing Up Hip Hop. So I guess I'm gonna just go person by person. So we start off the season or the episode with Egypt, Sam, and Pepper, right? Baby Egypt is pregnant, okay? They didn't let the cat out the bag. We saw it in the trailer, but then they, made it, Instagram official that she is expecting. And I'm gonna say congratulations, because whenever, there's a new baby that comes into this world made in love, then it's a blessing, right? We find out that Egypt actually had been pregnant once before and ended up, unfortunately, having a miscarriage. And so they're definitely worried about her stress level, especially since she is still in her, her first trimester and everything. Pepper, of course, is over the moon. She's excited to be a grandmom, a glam mom, right? Sam is happy, Um, but but in the very next scene, we find out, we see Lazy Bones talking to Tretch, and he's checking in on him. We find out that he been off the Lazy Bone, that is, been off the grid for a minute because he said he was dealing with some home issues. His baby mama had some drama. She was in an abusive relationship, and he said he went and got his child, because he was like, you can stay with this dude if you want to, but it won't be with mine. So he went and got his child. So he said he's really been dealing. He's sort of been off the grid because he's been, just dealing with that whole situation, adjusting or whatever. And Tretch was like, listen, homie, whenever you need something, you call me, I'll call you. We there for each other because we done been through the trenches, and we know what it is. He said, I'm kind of feeling some kind of way because right now I'm really not feeling Sam. And he said, I feel like every time I try to talk to Sam, every time I try to talk to my daughter, Sam always got to be there. It always got to be on speakerphone. He always has to be around, listening in on my conversation. He said, and I done kind of pulled back a little bit. And I know Egypt is trying to figure out what's going on, because she's like, Daddy, where you been? Where you at? Why you not around? What's going on? And he said, I just need to talk to Sam, because I'm just not feeling good right now about the situation. She's pregnant, and something just ain't feeling right in my spirits about the whole Sam situation. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if it's storyline or if they're finally seeing what everybody else has kind of been seeing and saying about Sam from the beginning. Because Pepper seems a little... later on in the episode, we see that Sam and Egypt have purchased a home. They are out in they are in the desert, child, because they live in Vegas, so they're in the outskirts of Vegas. Like tumbleweed was rolling down a street. But the inside of the house looks nice. Pepper said that they bought it all on their own. They didn't get no money from her. This was all on them, and that they've been renovating and fixing the house up and everything. And it looks nice. It looks Sam in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like, they painted the fireplace gold. They have like black and gold tile on the floor. Talking about it look very Egyptian. Okay. Black and gold don't make it Egyptian. In case you didn't know. But neither here nor there. They're excited. They're growing strawberries and grapes in their backyard. I think they're growing something else, but that ain't my business. You ain't heard it from me. They got a little a hot tub out there. They got an above ground pool. It looks very nice, okay? But all that stuff take maintenance. Gardens, pools, hot tubs. All that take maintenance. And I ain't saying that they don't have no money, but I'm going to say that it just take maintenance. And it take maintenance. Now, we find out Pepper comes over, and of course, she being Pepper child. She done bought a big old picture talking about a picture of me needs to be over the baby's crib. Girl, bye. But it's Pepper. What do you expect? But what we also find out is that Pepper was able to get Egypt added to the mixtape concert that they did this summer with her, New Kids on the Block. I think En Vogue was on that tour as well. And Egypt is going to have an opportunity to open. She's going to be able to sing one of her original songs and then do a cover. And then I think she does DJ Spinderella's part on Shoop. And when they do What a Man, I think that's part of what she does with them. The first thing out of Sam's mouth was, we're going on tour. And Pepper was like, no. Egypt is going on tour. And she was like, well, you know, this is a great opportunity for Egypt to showcase her music. And, you know, y'all wrote the music together, so it's sort of like you going to be there, but you're not going to be there. And she said, you know, this is just Egypt's time. This is Egypt's time, and I had to call in some favors. Basically, it sounded like she had to really, you know, work hard to get Egypt added to that tour, which I could definitely understand, because don't nobody know Egypt. They know her from the show. They know that's your daughter, but nobody know her music like that. So I definitely can see that you had to kind of, I mean, this is a major tour. New Kids on the Block, In Vogue. This is not no hole in the wall kind of tour. But it's, again, it seems like maybe they're sort of separating Egypt from Sam, because even though she's going to be pregnant, you know, Pepper's like, we're going on the road. Like, Sam can stay here and do whatever the hell it is he does, but you going on the road, this is your time. So again, I don't know if it's storyline, but it seems like maybe they're sort of pulling away a little bit. We'll get back to that later on. So then we have Angela, who is settling into her new home in Atlanta. Looks like, you know, she's done some great renovations and all that good stuff. And Cree comes over to visit. Now listen, Cree brings, this is all storyline. I don't care what nobody say. We've been watching Angela on reality TV for the last 20 years. She was on Run's House, and then she been on Growing Up Hip Hop. Child, when has Angela Simmons ever said she want to do music? So now she says, listen, I've been around music my whole life. I'm just interested in just making one song. I just want to make a cute song, a bop song. And so Cree brings her this microphone talking about, well, you said you wanted to sing. And even makes her go in the bathroom like, well, it's got better acoustics, let me hear you. Listen, Angela Simmons might be interested in making a little pop record, a little bop, a little doo-wop, a little something we can make a TikTok dance to. But girl, she don't need the acoustics for that, because all she needs is a good studio engineer. And they can make her sound like whatever they want her to sound. She ain't gonna do nothing but sing over a voiceover at a couple of events to make it look legit. And then she's gonna move on with her life and move on to something else, okay? Angela Simmons ain't interested in doing no music. But it's a storyline. It's something, it's a reason for her to stay on the daggone show. Anyway, they end up taking her to Miss Jan. Now, Miss Jan is the voice trainer to the stars, okay? Miss Jan is the voice. Listen, they take her to Miss Jan, and she going there, and Miss Jan was like, so, you know, why you here? Well, you know, I want to, you know, be able to hit the notes in the shower. She said, girl, you are not here to be hitting no notes in no shower. She tried to, it was so funny. She tried to impress Miss Jan with who she is. She said, well, you know, my dad is Reverend Run from Rum DNC. She was like, okay. No acknowledgement. No, oh, I like their music. No, I said, you better tell them, Miss Jan, that that you have been the vocal coach to all the stars. Like, that don't impress you. You done had Celine Dion in your living room. I don't know. I just made that up. But I know she had Ursha. But isn't that the same lady they took Kim Zolciak to in Real Housewives of Atlanta season 1? Is that her? Somebody in the comments tell me. I know one of y'all remember whether that's her or not. She couldn't even hit a do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm going to need you to go look at the Sound of Music and sing along. Listen, Julie Andrews teaches you all you need to know to get a song together, okay? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. She teaches you how to do it. Miss Jan was hitting them notes on the piano, and Angela couldn't even find the note, okay? She couldn't find a note with a flashlight and a map, okay? And I like Angela, but girl, you have done a lot of things for a storyline, but this one right here, this, abort mission. Abort mission. Anyway, moving on. So then we catch up with, we have Eric, Casey's son, his name starts with a D. They meet up with Sam down to the weed store in Vegas. I guess they was in Vegas, y'all. And they catching up with Sam, trying to figure out what's going on with Sam. So Sam tells them that Egypt is pregnant. Everybody's like, oh, that's great, that's great. But Eric was like, okay, bro, but what's going on with your case? Because last I checked, you was headed to jail. And Eric, of all people, Mr. I got 20 children by 5 different women, had the nerve, and he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong. Sometimes it's the right message. I just ain't sure about the messenger. But Eric was like, sir, bruh, homie, Do you think this is the best time to be trying to have a baby? Like, y'all clearly are trying to get pregnant, because she was already pregnant, lost a baby, and basically got pregnant right behind that. So clearly y'all are not doing anything to prevent that from happening, because y'all was dating for years and she never had a baby. Now I don't know whether she was pregnant before, not my business, but she never had a baby. Maybe you should wait until your court cases are resolved before you knock her up. And Eric was like, bruh, do you think this is the best time to be bringing a baby into this situation? I agree. Is this the best time to be bringing a baby into this situation? Absolutely not. This is not the time nor the place to be bringing a child into this situation. I don't understand why you thought that was a good idea. We found out that Sam's case was pushed back. So that usually that's a good sign if the prosecution is pushing your case back, because that means that they don't feel like they have enough evidence to go to trial. So that's usually a good thing. Now, I don't know if it's his attorneys that are delaying it or if it's the prosecution. But, sir, they got 4 felonies pending. And it doesn't sound like they've made you no kind of offer. You didn't say they did, and again, not our business. Maybe your lawyer was like, you don't need to talk about that on the show. So maybe they did or maybe they didn't. But neither here nor there, the case has not been resolved. So, yeah, that's kind of how that conversation went down. Then we head on over to New York, and we see JoJo and Justine. It's baby Joey's 1-year birthday, so they're having a party for him. And we have introduced a whole new storyline into their situation. We are now meeting her father. I forgot what she said they called Smoke, I guess. I don't know. I think I made that up. But anyway, her father, who we just happened after 4 seasons of you being on the show, found out that your father is in the music industry. She said he works behind the scenes, but he's worked for a lot of record companies. So I feel like he does maybe artist development or something like that, because she said that he's moved around and done, but she said he's worked with, Lil Kim and Bow Wow and stuff like that. She said he's kind of a big deal. Well, you ain't never mentioned him before. Well, come to find out, she probably ain't mentioned him because he's unreliable, and it seems like they don't have the best relationship. Even to the point where she said she didn't even know whether he was going to show up to the baby's birthday party. He ain't RSVP'd, he ain't called, he ain't said nothing. Joey was like, well, listen, if he show up, that's on you, because I don't even rock with your daddy like that. Like, if I see him, he see me, we see each other, and we go to the other side of the room. But that's your dad, I ain't going to disrespect him, but, we ain't friends. So, we get to the party, and, of course, daddy shows up. JoJo on the other side of the room, like he said, like, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to let you handle that. That's your father. He came, you deal with it. Come to find out, she heard that the daddy made a comment about Joey's not even hers. I mean, Joey's not his grandson. That only the other daughter is his grandchild. For whatever reason, I don't know why he wouldn't want to acknowledge Joey. Like, it's just, I mean, I don't understand it, but okay. And so he clearly did not want to have any type of conversation on camera. Like, I'm sure he knew they were filming, because obviously you have to sign a waiver. But she's trying to have a conversation with him, of course, to create the scene about him coming, not coming, calling about coming, and he don't have a conversation. So it looks like they cut the cameras and they got him to talk. So they're outside talking, and he was like, why would I be here if I didn't love my grandson? She was like, well, did you say Joey wasn't yours? He was like, come on now. Like, you can't even tell when somebody's making a joke. Like, you tripping. He was like, why would you say that? Like, I don't even have time for this. He said, you know what? I'm done with it. And this is my last conversation. Now, I don't know if he's saying that's his last conversation about the subject, or that's his last conversation with his daughter. But it clearly seems like their issues are not new. Like, they have issues that clearly have happened. Like, this is a ongoing issue with them, right? So we also find out that Tretch wants to talk to Sam. So he asked Sam to meet him at a jewelry store. So Sam shows up, and of course he acting like he all nervous, whatever. What does Tretch want to talk about? And Tretch basically tell him, listen, you need to get your ish together. Like, you already have 2 children, you bringing a 3rd one into the world, and you really don't have no steady income. Like, music is cool. Like, I get it. I've been in the music industry. I understand it's up and down. But what are you going to do to take care of some kids? He said, once before, you and Egypt got into some trouble. and Pep let y'all move in with her. Now, you got this responsibility, he said, and I'm going to tell you now, she probably ain't going to be all excited to welcome y'all to come back. He said, and I'm going to tell you, I ain't going to never turn my daughter away, and I'm not going to turn down my grandchild. But you, I don't have no grown man living in my house with my wife. So you won't be living here. And he was like, I need you to get your shit together. Like, get some steady income. Because I ain't playing with you. You know. He was like, I understand. Yes, sir. I understand. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's storyline or if it's real. But I guess time will tell. We'll see how this whole thing goes. But that was pretty much the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.